people fighting against net neutrality or fighting for it everywhere. Guess what? I'm Autonomous Circus, and we're back with Visixfan? Is that
That is the proper
yes?
pronunciation, yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. I still don't know who comes up with these names. Anyways, Physics, cool guy. He's going to be playing against Pharmaceutical Man. And this is going to be
Man,
fantastic because I'm going to know what's happening. He's not. We're going to make him cast it anyways.
Oh, am I
Should.
gonna stay on? Because that sounds like
You
gonna
could
be
choose to
bad.
stay on if you want. I could. No, I will just put it from your perspective. I will just make the grossest memes possible.
Oh yeah, if you cast
you
it from my perspective, then we're good. Where's the therx?
That is a good. First off, he has Pharmaceutical Man.
Pharmaceutical
Pharmaceutical Man seems to have used his superpower of not being available when people need him.
Man.
That is actually the Pharmaceutical Man's special ability. I know. Have you played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh? You have not, have you?
I
Disgusting.
have not.
You filthy casual. If you haven't done everything I've done, you obviously are missing out on life. Anyways, that's not true. Can we kick Karen?
Yep.
Also,
I like
here's
Karen,
the bad thing. Well, yeah, but that's cool. But here's the thing. Have you seen those nature documentaries with the birds? And one of the birds is always trying to chase after Karen. And it's Ron. And he's like, Karen, let me get you a stick. She doesn't want a stick. And he says,
should we
Karen.
start up?
Yeah. Start it up. Start up the greatness. It's like, Karen, let me smash. And I just have that image in my head every single time that I see that name. It just wrecks me so hard. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to spoil only the most relevant aspects down here in the bottom right-hand side of a map that only has 2 spawn positions. It's Pharmaceutical Man. And Physics up at the top left-hand side. You know what, Physics? I quit. I just can't do it anymore. I don't even know what to make of this. How do you pronounce this utterly horrendous name? This person up here. Really?
Visixfan.
That's kind of lame. It sounds like he stole it from you. You know, like he put a little fan at the end of it instead of fan. You know? He kind of like flattened the A. But there's not even a symbol. That seems pretty cheeky, actually. I don't like it. So we're seeing the.
Thanks, Atano.
No. I'm just saying, like you're cool. Whoever stole your name is not. All right, that's not legitimate. That's not just. I can't believe it. So down here on the bottom right-hand side, Pharmaceutical Man is. Wait, what? Well, it seems we're experiencing some technical difficulties caused by not wanting to be a massive cheater, which, you know, is,
I bet he's doing some, like, crazy cheese that I have no clue
I would do
about.
some crazy cheese. I'm just being honest. If I were him and I were wrecking you, that's what I would do. I would wreck you right now on stream. That would be just the sickest, most disgusting thing I can imagine. But it seems that you are in the business of teaching your workers how to play with wolves. That's a pretty good strategy. I'm still stuck on where, like, here's the thing.
I generally win
Wolves
versus the therx. Like, I don't think I've dropped a game versus him.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the stage has been set. Visix is saying that he's gonna dumpster all over the raging raccoon-eaten dumpster fire that is Physician.
That is not at all what I said.
And that Pharmaceutical Man is actually going to wither and cower in fear against the mighty Bants, the strategical outplays, the wolf climbing, Obi-Wan being, Anakin of Skywalker avoiding wolf play. This wolf is going to get there. What is it going to see? Oh my gosh.
It's Mech.
Oh man. This is excellent.
This is fun.
We haven't seen this. We haven't seen this in a while. We haven't. It's kind of nice. I'm convinced there is a super BM all-in. Like, against Mech, where you just get raiders with your, you know, like, here's the thing. So, have you ever played StarCraft Brood War?
I have, in fact, played StarCraft Brood War.
Alright, so you're a decent human being again. So, I can't take credit for this, alright? I actually got this from a series that Mr. Sean Plott of the Day 9 variety did for one of his, not even a daily. He did this for a thing called the Hallmarks of Expert Play. And he talks about how this Terran player, Flash, you've heard of Flash,
I've
right?
heard of Flash.
You've heard of StarCraft. You've heard of Flash. Okay, so we've covered that basis. So there was this great build he had where he had like Barracks Factory, and it was super safe against Mutalisk play because the Goliaths have ridiculous range. The Marines do ridiculous damage in close range. It's just disgusting. Pharmaceutical Man is trying to lag out. It's a pretty effective but BM strategy. He doesn't want to play. Why not? That's rude. These workers look like he wants to play. Nah. Anyways, so up against this bull where there's just ridiculous bull because you can't attack and your Mutalisk strategy doesn't work the way you want it to. And so one of Flash's opponents decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take a bunch of bases early on and then have a bigger mid-game army and not attack you in the slightest. Yeah, feces is something, you know, we use. Like, can you imagine if we didn't defecate? That would be terrible. There are so many people already full of hot air unnecessarily. Would we really want them to not be able to take a dump?
Who filled these people full of hot air? Are we talking like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory hot air? That sounds uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure now. This will get taken out of context. All right. I'm pretty sure that in Willy Wonka, the little girl gets filled up with juice.
Juice? Like what sort of juice?
Yeah, it's actually juice. He actually says a line in the old version where she has to be squeezed before she'll explode. Yeah, I'm not making this line up. Much like we're not making up that cannon sprite is new to me. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's called a Gatling gun now. I think it's called a Gatling gun.
Well, shouldn't it be called an arquebus? An arquebus?
A what?
I'm pretty. My old medieval time frame weaponeering skills have gone down a little bit. I think it's called an arquebus. I could be mistaken.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna try and cata drop me, and that's gonna make me sad because I don't like playing against cata drops.
All right, so I just talked to Prankster Gangster. I told him about the stream, and he says that he's coming in. This is why, in my experience, it's so much better to say moving instead of coming. No one wants to hear and have that mental image in their mind, where mental images typically exist. Okay, no one. Hey, I got a question. If we have a cannon, what is it called? It's actually called a Gatling gun. That's sick. If we actually have Gatling guns, if we've moved from medieval Magicka up until like the start of gunpowder, can we just reintroduce the rifleman? That skin is awesome. Just put it back in. Just make it an upgrade to the archer, honestly.
What's happening here? I saw.
Why are your workers on a pilgrimage?
There he is.
Look, let's be honest, okay? Have you ever heard of the Canterbury Tales? These references are going.
He's just scouting me. He's memeing.
Oh, so he's not doing that annoying thing where he walks up, hits you, runs away, walks up, hits you, run away, much like a grade school bully? No, he's not. I understand that you're trying to focus, but I am tanking your focus right now. And that's appropriate because you're about to get dropped by the equivalent of tanks. I'm not looking at Pharmaceutical Man's side of the map. It's just the way this matchup is played.
Yeah, probably. I don't like playing against drops.
You know what's sick? I still think that the best thing Iraq's army can do is buy an airship. Because airships are mech, so snakes do less against them. They have equivalent attack priority, so you can attack them instead of the archer and the soldier units. And they have massive hit points and are repairable. I want to see that meta. I want to see, yes, there it is. Come on, airship.
There he is.
You may or may not. You may or may not have an airship in your main. One airship. On the count to 10. Oh, this is disgusting. He's not even going to move the catapult. He could have killed the snake charmer without even touching. Like, he could just ignore. What is this 0 damage? Ladies and gentlemen, the 0 APM strats coming out now for Pharmaceutical Man. Actually, I like this. It's consistent. He's lagging, which puts him to 0 APM, and then he's actually not using his APM on the catapult. So can we rename him 0 APM Man? His superpower can be that he lags. That's a great superpower when you think about it. Tubinator's on mobile. The Punisher. Oh my god. That is an amazing name. That is the best Twitch name that has ever graced my chat. Like, Physics, no lie, I'm not ragging on you at the slightest, okay? But the best Twitch name ever has to be the Punisher 1. The Punisher. That is amazing. I expect to queue up in League of Legends and see someone on the enemy team who has that name and then laugh before I start so I can get myself off of tilt. I don't expect that to show up in Twitch chat for LittleWarGame. Like, everyone else needs to up their Twitch banter right now. Ooh, are you going to get these 2 workers?
I am going to get these two workers.
You know what's sick? Towers no longer can be abused because of their attack priority. Because it used to be that towers actually had higher priority than pretty much anything in the game. So all someone had to do for base defense is put down a tower.
Oh, wow. That was unfortunate. He just lost that whole drop. Like, he...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also lost the
his connection.
0... Like, yeah, his connection. That's excellent. That's fantastic. Good job with that joke. That was pretty good. I actually have to give a couple of props to that. It's pretty nice. So here's the thing with that drop, though. Like, you could say that he lost something if it represented his abilities to attack, but I'm pretty sure he did precisely 0 worker damage with that drop. So losing it is actually the same as him keeping it alive.
I'm absolutely not following you. I couldn't be following
the catapults. The catapults. I mean, you're following me. That's how it's working right now. Like, when you get a Twitch channel or a Twitter, I might follow you. But right now, you're the one following me. So in the meantime, all right. So he was doing no damage with the catapults, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between him doing no damage with the catapults and him not having the catapults? Pretty much nothing, right? It's like if you have a long-distance relationship and you can't afford or you don't often go see the person for a long time. We're talking like years. And then it doesn't work out and they say, oh, I'm breaking up with you. Yeah, that's the end of the relationship, but you guys never saw each other in the first place. Like, it hurts, but it's not that bad.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how that catapult and airship felt. Like, it hurt, but not that bad. Like, those catapults had never really known the tender embrace of worker kills. So we can't really be sad that they're gone. There's only one thing I think that can take you out of this game right now. Because you're in a pretty commanding lead. But there's something more commanding. And that's the internet connection.
Scary drops?
No. We've seen Pharmaceutical Man's. You know, I've got an idea, right? So, you know, when people talk about bedside manner, they always are afraid to listen to someone who tells them some terrible, terrible news about their health, right? And that's why, you know, they worry about bedside manner, because they don't want to have someone walk in and say, yeah, your son or daughter has scarlet fever and will probably be brain damage. Sorry about that. You know, that's what they don't want to hear.
Yikes.
So it makes sense that Pharmaceutical Man is bad at drops, because he's not really good at the bedside manner of getting down to the workers and telling them, yeah, so rocks are going to fall on your head, and you're all going to die. I think that's it. That's probably the best argument for why. Yeah. Oh, no. He can't drop the catapults. No. But his connection
can't drop
does.
The game.
Oh, he can.
He very much could. Oh, wait, no. He didn't.
See, this is what's so frustrating about Pharmaceutical Man. He has potential, but much like his internet connection, it's inconsistent. No, Karen. Contrary to popular opinion, I did not create LittleWarGame. That is not an uncommon belief, though. It is distressingly common. Like, here's how common it is. You open a pack of Magic the Gathering cards because you're about to play Booster Draft, and the person to your left, that asshole, because you have to pass left, rather. So the person on your left gets the foil land. And you know that's not going to cross all the way across the table and come back to you. And it happens more often than you would think. That's pretty much how common people asking me if I made the game is. Now, I know you can't see this, Physics, but I can see that Pharmaceutical Man has literally half your supply. Does that bode well?
What happened to the game? I've lagged out. Or he
Oh
lagged out.
no.
Did I lag out?
Pharmaceutical, I don't know. Pharmaceutical Man, go. Go. I typed the magic words. It must happen. Oh no.
I believe I lagged out.
You lagged out, and Pharmaceutical Man wins! Because much like in the pharmacy, no matter who is healed and who dies, at the end of it, money is made. And so the sweet money of winning against an opponent who said he could never be defeated.
I don't know. I feel like I lagged out more than I lost. I had
excuses.
2,000. I had 2,000 more gold mined, and 50 more APM.
All right, all right. If that's what we're going for,
no,
so
no,
I'm
not
going to.
If he wants to,
what?
If he wants a re, he's welcome to it. I could have possibly lost that game.
All right, so I'm glitching out harder than Neo in the Matrix. So I'm going to stop the stream, come back in a minute, and then we're going to see Physics, who, by the way, is down to 0-1 against Pharmaceutical Man, greatest mech player alive. We're going to see if he can improve his odds to 0-2 with a respectable loss in a minute.